I want to plan out the update of my personal website. And that's where I want to start. And normally I would start that planning by just even thinking about like, why am I doing this? Like a little bit. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? And actually I discovered, well, I've already done that. I actually did that back in May. I had forgotten, but here it is in my Obsidian notes where I keep my planning of projects. But I want to really focus on the plan today. And I'm going to show a little bit about how I would do that. And let me first, I'd go to ChatGPT here and I'd start just recording. So I think I'm just going to outflow, which is, I'm going to use a structure called situation, complication, question and answer or hypothesis, which you can actually find out about online at a site I run called issuetrees.com, which is really old and great. But the situation is I have my website and it's running in, used to run in Hugo. It's not really very maintained. I do most of my note taking now. I do most of my material I produce actually in my Obsidian vault, which is markdown based, but it's not easily pushed to my Hugo. And I also do now, I write on Substack, which I find very easy to publish on, but it doesn't really work for a digital garden. It isn't what I really want to be locked into in the long term. So I might really want to use the Substack for a newsletter or to kind of collect my recent articles and kind of send them out to people who are interested. Or I might even integrate a newsletter system into my new website once I've got sorted. Maybe I can use button down or something like that. Anyway, the situation is I have a bunch of old material, hundreds of blog posts in my old site, material and a landing page and about page. And I have actually a whole bunch of material, like way more in my other system now that I have in my Obsidian vault. And I want to start publishing that. And I also have things like my ideas repo, and I also have things like my Tao, like how I run my life and my kind of guidance for running life. And okay, so that's the material I have. I've got a complication now, which is that this stuff is not in one place. My complication is, where do I start? Do I start with a landing page? Do I start doing a mood board of what I want to create? Do I start grading materials? Where do I begin in all this stuff? There's a huge amount of different material that I have, and I want to know where I begin. And so the question is, I guess I've got a question is like, where do I start this project? What do I migrate first? What material do I actually already have? What do I want to end up publishing on the website? And do I need it all planned out, or do I just start incrementally? Probably the answer is incrementally with something. And so I kind of come to my hypothesis, which is probably start with a really simple landing page. I think I then want to start from the landing page. I think I probably want to start just actually publishing my ideas. That's something I've wanted for ages, which is a catalogue of, I call them ideas, but all the projects I've done and all the projects that I would like to do that I haven't yet done. That's what I'm going to maybe focus on at the very beginning here in it. So, okay, let's see what that's coming up with. If I set that out, so it's going to take a little moment to come through. And I could probably say, please structure into an SCQA format. Can keep it terse, just bullet points. Also prompt me, also expand the hypothesis a little. You can also add additional questions to the question section and add general questions at the end for things I should clarify. Okay, great. So let's try that. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, where should I store design migration? Do I really want to publish and maintain? So starting with a simple landing place for ideas, projects index, treat the ideas section as a priority. It functions as a multi-public digital and lightweight portfolio. Defer legacy migration. Okay, pretty good. So that's why I'd like to probably create, I think I want to actually create a set of just like tasks to start with. So the one more point I want to do is like create some tasks. So I want to now actually create a plan of work for me out of what I've just said with a bulleted set of tasks. I think the first thing is just to stub a repo and get it loading, running on Flowershow, and yeah, just have that running. I think that's the first thing, and then it's probably to outline the contents of the front page. Maybe for now, just keep it really simple, not even migrate the old front page for now. And I think the first thing I really want to do is probably set up maybe blog posts and the idea catalog. That would be kind of cool, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, can you just create a checklist from what I've just said, but maybe expand it, create subcheck bullet points, create it in Markdown, please. 'Cause I'm going to want to copy it out in Markdown. Yeah, that would be great, and use Markdown checklists and so on. I love how it's hallucinating here with about stuff I need to do set up Flowershow. I don't need to do any of this, but there we go. We've got, it's doing not badly, but it's going a little bit crazy in stuff here, and it's yeah, classic like hallucination here that's not even correct. But anyway, no problem. Let's try that. And yeah, and the question would be, I guess, for now, I'm not even going to bother. I could create a GitHub issue for the repo and stuff like. Right now, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to put it in Obsidian here. This was the old version of Task, which was actually like converting old repo, which I'm not really doing now. I'm just going to start fresh. So let's just dump these in here. Okay, I've got this stuff, so I can get rid of this. I don't know why it goes so emoji. It gets kind of emoji happy ChatGPT for me. I don't know why that is. I don't need any of this stuff. Okay, probably I need to add a README. That's probably what I need to do. And then set up on Flowershow Cloud. That should be pretty quick. And then I've got, I don't know, decide on main sections, create placeholder content. I think the main thing I want to do is like sketch out probably, frankly, the home page. Actually, rudimentary home page. It's just purely text, but I think that will be fine. So here we got placeholder content. Decide on e.g. Actually, this is actually landing page. I might say a landing page. Rough landing page. Let's say okay. Basic navigation, minimal title, welcome. Maybe a bit more than that, but we'll see. So this is the ideas catalog. I love. Okay, I'm going to have this brain emoji here. We can maybe move that out here. I never like that brain. It's a bit freaky. I've got a whole bunch of stuff for that listing. I've got a listing page for that. Okay, and then we've got the blog set up. I don't know there if the blog I might actually go on for the migrating, but I don't know. Memo, there we go. Content migration planning. This is getting a bit crazy, but okay, not bad. So I think that's pretty good. And so the next step that I'll go from here is to turn this into an actual working site. So I'll do that in the next video. Good stuff.